welcome to a new vlog. So this is part 2 of the pantry cupboard vlog. So today we are going to be painting the wall where the pantry cupboard will go. We're going to be putting up the pantry cupboard, and we're going to be filling up some jars and putting all the bits into the pantry cupboard that I have collected over the last few months. So these are the jars that I've got, which are currently in the utility room, just on the kitchen island. I've got some cereals, some flour, some nuts, coffees, things like chia seeds, flax seeds, and like packets of pastry mix, dark chocolate. Got my eggs, just bits like that, and I've collected a few empty jars just for some new bits to pop in as well. So hopefully you'll join me today for a nice cosy, cottagey vlog, and I'm sure that you'll see Angel throughout the vlog as well. Painted wall. So I painted it in white just on the back wall and the top of the existing unit. The other wall that you can see here on the right hand side is actually cream, and here is the cupboard in position. So this is the pantry cupboard in position. So I'm going to start filling it with all of my pantry bits that I've got here on this side. I haven't put the door on it yet, just because I'm not sure if I do want a door on it, but I have the door here if I do decide to put it on there. And also I am going to be getting a few more shelves. I've had a little play around with it, and there's a lot of extra space. I think where I've got some small jars and just a few large jars, I do need some extra shelves. I'm going to put all my pantry bits in and show you and see what it looks like. So I've got my cereal ones here. And then I've got this basket here, which is a bit too big for this. I ideally need a smaller one. But this is where I keep my extras in. So I've got extra cereals here, extra nuts and things like that. And I've also got my dark chocolate as well, which will go in the pantry cupboard. And then things like this, so I've got some nuts here, some ground walnuts and some mixed nuts I think here. Obviously I've used most of these, so these could actually be put into smaller jars now. But for the time being I'm just going to pop these at the top. So you can see on this one I could easily bring the shelf down a bit, which will create more space so I can get an extra shelf in up above. I've got my biscuits, more nuts. So again, you can see that the only large jars I've got are the cereal ones. So the ones up here, you can see that I've got all of this room spare. So I can fit another shelf in, which will be good for these smaller jars. I've also got this basket with my clips in, which I'm going to be using for the extra bits. Again, that could fit somewhere. If I had an extra shelf, that could go somewhere. It doesn't quite fit on there, but it will do for the moment. Got my flour. More coffee. So things like this, so extra pastry mix, and I'm going to be using my nice new clips to put on the top. And then I've also got some labels here. So I could use the coffee one on this one. There isn't any nut ones. I need to get some different nut ones and maybe some herbs and spices and stuff. Yeah, it definitely needs a bit of playing around with. I can definitely fit at least one shelf in. I think 2 shelves will fit in easy. I've also got some more organic rice here, and I've also got another one of these for my porridge and oats and stuff, which I wanted to put into the pantry cupboard. But it definitely needs a bit of playing around with, but I definitely can fit it all in. It just needs, so for example, my cereal jars, which are the tallest, they're the only 2 I have. So I need to think where to put those, because all the others are kind of similar heights, apart from the little mini ones here. Definitely get a smaller one of these, which will bring give me some more space for that one. I reckon I could get a smaller one of these and this down at the bottom here. I reckon I could put this on this shelf here, and then I reckon I can fit another shelf in up here for the smaller bits at the back here. So definitely need a zhuzh about. But yeah. So this is how it's looking. So I need to get a smaller one of these, ideally more of a basket style that can fit this way, and then I can put my other one next to it. and I can lower this shelf down further. I'm going to put one of my other big jars here to go with these ones, and again I could probably lower it down one, and then I could put these smaller jars here, and then another shelf here, and then these can go up the top or vice versa. I can definitely fit everything in. Yeah, so I've got my nuts, my flour, my biscuits and coffee at the top. Then I've got my cereals. I've got my chia seeds, flax seeds, organic coffee and some nuts here. Probably need to organise them a little bit better. And then I've got my overstock of my cereals here and nuts here. And I've just got my pastry mixes here and my dark chocolate here in the corner. Yeah, so I'm happy with it so far. It fits into the utility room really well. The colours really work. The white behind, which I painted, I've only done up to here, so I need to carry on with the rest of it. And then the next project is to organise this kitchen island, which I have under the stairs. So it's got my bread bin on it, it's got my butter dish, some spare jars which will go into the pantry cupboard. This is going into the pantry cupboard. I've got some dried flowers, a lamp, my organiser board and some diffusers. And then I've got my other pantry bits here. So I've got my eggs, I've got some alcohol at the back. And then these are just bits for the utility. So I'm going to get some really nice baskets to go in here and just organise this top bit a little bit better. In the future, I'm going to paint this wall white, just so it matches the kitchen and also this wall of the utility. And then I'm going to paint this wall, the understairs wall, a lovely like olivey green colour. But this is the next project, to get some baskets here. So you can see a little bit better here. So that's the kitchen, which I did before and after Christmas. This is my new pantry cupboard, and then this is the organisation which I need to do. So this is the utility cupboard, or to the utility room, it's not a cupboard, and then that's the kitchen through there. So this is the wall I'll be painting white, this one and then this one will be the green colour and the back bit there. Thank you for joining me on this vlog. We've got the pantry cupboard in place, still needs a little bit of jigging about, but it should be there soon. I'll update you in future vlogs. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like this video and click the bell. And we'll be back again next Thursday at 4 o'clock. And I'll just leave you with Angel in the garden on this calm, cosy cottage day. Bye for now.